It is important to keep in mind that there are plenty of people who use the term SJW to describe anyone that they disagree with, using the term as if they're describing the boogeyman, leading people who are ignorant of the topic to believe that an actual SJW might not actually exist. This is why it's so important not to just throw words around as if they have no meaning. Because the more that you do this, the more that those words lose their actual meaning. I assure you that SJWs very much exist. These are people with very specific mindsets that leads them to act in a very particular kind of way. Whether it be the way that they view the world, their attitudes and behaviors, or the way that they conduct themselves. So please allow me to describe the actions and behaviors that are most often associated with SJWs. If you're a person who gets easily triggered and needs a safe space so that you can feel protected from what you believe to be bad ideas, if you're a person who breaks down emotionally when faced with the smallest amount of opposition, then immediately proceeds to cause a large and loud scene because of how emotionally fragile you are, then you're probably an SJW, or part of the far, far right, but definitely a snowflake. If you feel an unjustifiable sense of righteousness, that you must be right, and anyone with an opposing view must by definition be wrong, and it is up to you to express to everyone how wrong they are, all while talking down to them with a very smug and condescending attitude, then you're probably a social justice warrior, or a religious crusader. If you believe that all white people are racist for the simple fact that they are white, if you believe that all men are sexist for the simple fact that they are men, then you're probably an SJW, and somewhat of a sexist, and racist. If you'd like to regress back to a time where segregation based on race was a real thing, except you would like to shift the benefits to the minority while suppressing the majority, then you're probably an SJW, or a Black Lives Matter activist. If you're constantly feeling the need to apologize for your race and gender, all while giving special treatment to the race and gender that is not your own, then you're probably an SJW, and an idiot. If you're part of a movement that does not have any real goals or policies, if you're content with screaming, being upset, and making a scene without actually focusing on any real change of substance, all while screaming fascist or Nazi at your opposition, and also putting forth a great deal of effort in making sure that your opposition cannot be heard as they conduct their speech or protest. If you don't believe that hate speech is protected under the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, and also believe that you personally have the right to physically stop or shut down a speech or protest that you personally deem to be incorrect, then you're probably an SJW, and somewhat of a fascist, and are most likely associated with modern-day feminism, or the Black Lives Matter movement, or part of Antifa, or you could be part of the BAM movement, which is short for by any means necessary. But either way, if the majority of things that I have listed apply to you, then you are most likely an SJW. So when I use the term SJW, which is short for social justice warrior, these are the people that I am referring to. So just so we're clear.